Welcome back, everybody, to Been There, Watch That. It is 2022, and we are back for... We had a bit of a break. We had... How long have we been out? 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. A little bit of holiday.
This was a pick I did before the Christmas break from 1988, Die Hard. May or may not be a Christmas movie. That's a big debate watching out there.
Yeah, we will get in discussion on that.
And so Christmas is come and gone. Happy New Year's. Everybody had a good break?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. The holidays are 2 or 3 different things all at once. I'm sure you guys have had some semblances of this as well, but it's always hectic. Last minute scramble to finish up presents or whatever you end up doing, or making food, or who knows what goes on at everybody's holidays, but always a mad scramble, always
organized chaos.
Yeah, rushing around. But then you also have the mystical time of it's Christmas, and all the little kids are just so caught up in it. And Joe, I know you have a little one that I assume still does the Santa Christmas deal, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Like we had Santa down the hall here, and just such a magical time, especially if you have little kids.
Mm-hmm.
But even I have teenagers, and they still kind of like to just say, "Hey, it's Christmas morning," and looking at the new year and all the promise. So then you have the letdown. You're like, "Crap, I gotta go back to work."
Just a little shot of reality.
So 3 things tied into one 2-week deal there.
Yes.
Goes from elation to just, man, that's just mean. So anyway, welcome to 2022.
Yeah,
I put it out to the last minute. I just watched Die Hard last night. What about you guys?
Did you really? No,
Really?
I've seen it before, and I watched it. I watched it early. I was planning on, because we were originally trying to sneak this in before the Christmas break, and it just didn't happen. But yeah, I watched it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I did too, and so I was kind of off my game last night when I was doing my notes. I was like, okay, I got to think back now to what I watched, but still.
I thought it was on Netflix originally, but they must have taken it off. I had to go to Prime to watch it.
I think I watched it on Prime.
I don't remember where I might have watched it on Prime too. I don't remember.
Anyway, yeah. So, Die Hard. Yippee-ki-yay.
I'm going to say, guys, hold on, stop. Because we'll have to put an explicit on this episode if you guys go through the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's one thing I noticed. I'm like, geez, there's a lot of F-bombs flying around in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, it was okay.
Yeah.
But still not as many as they do in the movies now, because now they just do it just to be doing it. I mean, this is one of those where I'm not necessarily saying it's okay, but it makes sense. It kind of it's almost justifiable versus nowadays in a lot of these movies they'll just drop it just because they can.
Well, I'll just come out and say it. I think it's a Christmas movie. That's where I'm coming down.
Okay, so
It has a lot of Christmas to it.
Okay.
I understand.
Hold on, did we even do the background yet?
No.
We're getting ahead.
Well, I
Come on, a new year.
exciting.
We already forgot the
I'm
format.
gonna put my cards on the table right off.
Jeez. Gosh. Come on
Joe.
now.
All right.
Give
So,
us an
All right,
education.
Joe.
all right. So here's the rundown and casting call.
Yeah.
So the rundown: NYPD cop John Mcclane goes to a Christmas vacation to visit his wife Holly in Los Angeles, where she works for a Nakatomi Corporation. While they are at the Nakatomi headquarters for a Christmas party, a group of robbers led by Hans Gruber take control of the building and hold everyone hostage, with the exception of John, while they plan to perform a lucrative heist. Unable to escape with no immediate police response, John is forced to take matters into his own hands. So for the casting call, we have Bruce Willis as John Mcclane, and he's known for Pulp Fiction and The Sixth Sense. Alan Rickman plays Hans Gruber, and he's known for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Harry Potter, and A Deathly Hallows Part 2. Reginald VelJohnson plays Sergeant Al Powell, and he's known for Ghostbusters and Family Matters, which I thought was interesting. Here we have Mr. VelJohnson playing a cop in a movie, and his most famous role plays a cop on a sitcom. I just, because as soon as I was like, that's Carl Winslow. Wait, he's a cop.
Yeah.
Paul Gleason plays Dwayne T. Johnson. He's known for The Breakfast Club, Trading Places, and Not Another Teen Movie. Devorah White plays Argyle. He's known for The Blues Brothers, which you can go back and listen to in our archives.
Episode number 16.
Justin's on the ball.
Yeah.
Clarence Gilliard Jr. plays Theo. He's known for Walker, Texas Ranger, Top Gun, and Left Behind the movie. Joey Plua plays Alexander, and he's known for Roadhouse and My Wife and Kids. And Al Leong plays Yuli. He's known for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, Lethal Weapon, and Big Trouble in Little China.
John McClane's wife. Sorry, did you mention?
No,
her?
I did not mention her. And the only reason I did not mention her was when I looked at her IMDb. The other movies she had been known for was movies I'd really heard of. But let me pull her up real quick. Die Hard. Here we go. Because I kind of want to base off of his other stuff that they've been in that I've either seen or heard of. Here we go. Bonnie Bedelia. And she's known for Die Hard 2, Presumed Innocent, and Heart Like a Will.
Huh.
And that is our casting call.
Wow. Crazy stuff. And I'm sure we'll get into this later, but I didn't realize Bruce Willis was originally a comedy guy.
Yeah,
Really?
He was in Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd as a comedy deal. I mean, what's that all about?
Couldn't prove it to me.
That's why, because this is the first movie I remember seeing him in,
Yeah.
and I just assumed he was an action guy.
Yes, so between all these movies and The Expendables and Ocean's 12, you wouldn't think.
Yeah, that's right. He's in Ocean's 12.
Yeah, I
Huh.
although he's done comedies, I'm like you. I always picture him as the action guy.
Well, see, I saw him in Hudson Hawk. I kind of remember that, 1991. He did Look Who's Talking in 1989.
That's right. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, he did all. Yeah.
Last Man Standing, where he's a 30s mobster. Mercury Rising, 1988, where he's a policeman. He did The Kid. He did 12 Monkeys, 1995. I don't know. I mean, he did The Whole Nine Yards, where he was a mobster there too, which was kind of funny, but Huh. I mean, the rest of his movies are action. So, Last Boy Scout, he was a policeman. He's done a lot of policeman deals.
Yeah, I've always known him as he's kind of stuck in that one.
Yeah, Red 1, Red 2.
That one like super gruff kind of role he plays. Just
Yeah.
a total.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Yeah, Armageddon, yeah. I mean, yeah, Armageddon's probably his biggest, I would say. And then, of course, all the Die Hards. But, I mean, my gosh, this role kind of cemented him into that niche.
Yeah.
So what are
He's
there?
made
Like
the most of it.
5 different Die Hards, 5 or 6. This is the original.
I don't know how many there are.
let me
It's
look
crazy
here.
talk.
It's like
Fifth Element, he was a government agent again. The Sixth Sense was kind of out of his normal, but
Did you ever see Looper, Dave?
I did not.
I thought that was pretty good. It's him and Gordon-Levitt, that guy. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, there are 5 Die Hard movies.
One
Either
of them's
way.
like,
Yeah, he's born in Germany.
Really?
Yeah,
with
Huh.
a vengeance.
Born
Live
in Germany
free
in
or
1951.
Die hard.
with a
A
vengeance.
good day to die hard. 20.
Been married twice. Huh. Emma Willis and Demi Moore.
Have you guys seen like any of the sequels?
I've seen it.
Maybe with a
The
vengeance.
second one doesn't seem familiar, but the one with Samuel L. Jackson does seem
Are
familiar.
are they worth watching?
The Samuel L. Jackson one's kind of funny,
Okay.
but because they have to do a series of riddle solving,
Yeah.
so that made it interesting to me.
Okay.
Otherwise, it was kind of silly, but
I
like
thought
the
this one
premise was silly, but
kind of silly at times.
yeah,
I'm
a
just
little
gonna go
bit.
ahead and apologize now for this pick. But if
I
you
didn't
guys,
think it was bad.
No.
if you guys liked it, then all right.
Yeah. I mean, you've had some bummers before, the whole Mad Max fiasco, but
Yeah.
I like Devereaux White, though. And the quarterback is toast. That's his most famous line ever. Huh. Interesting cast.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, Die Hard, I've seen it. I watched it back in the day on VCR and kind of,
Yeah, this was my first viewing.
yeah. So, for me, it was familiar. And
Mhm.
I did see some stuff. Again, just going through and looking at it from a perspective of now I'm critiquing it versus just watching it for fun. And I was like, interesting, because missed some stuff that I hadn't thought about before. Like you said, Justin, I agree. A little bit of silliness there that they kind of tucked in to a action movie, which you don't always
One-liners
see.
that were
Yeah,
a little bit eye-rolly, I thought.
Yeah.
yeah, and and there's a couple of things that stood out to me, which is I thought was funny. But yeah,
Were you entertained?
were you entertained? Aurelius.
Now, this was rather interesting. The Nakatomi Plaza
Yeah.
is the headquarters of 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they actually had people, it became such a tourist attraction, they had to actually get people, go in front of the building and take pictures and all that. So they actually have forced people to stop doing that. I don't know how they did that back in the 90s, but they actually made people not stop in front of the building and take pictures.
Huh. Boy, isn't that nice of them?
But the company charged itself rent for the use of the then unfinished building. So they owned the building, but yeah, they still charge themselves rent to use it. I don't know how that works, but
Well, you got to have some slush money
that's true.
funding come
your
around.
casting call, Joe, made me realize, oh yeah, that's where I'd seen Alan Rickman, the Harry Potter.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Rick
Professor
Harrison.
Snipe.
Yeah. I was during watching the movie. I said, "Where the heck have I seen this guy?" That's it.
Yeah, Al Leong, the guy who played Yuli, I seen him. I was like, I wonder if he was Genghis Khan from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And sure enough, he was. I was like, I know. And then of course, Clarence Gilliard played Theo. I was like, that's
Texas Ranger guy.
yeah. What was his character's name on that?
I never watched it.
I was like, yeah, that's him.
I'm not a fan of Chuck Norris. He's a knucklehead.
A very rich knucklehead, though.
He is a rich knucklehead. That still keeps him as a knucklehead. Anyway, and yes, I have seen his old karate movies. Unfortunately. Anyway, all right. So back to where we were. So did anything stand out for you? Were you guys, what scene like captured the moment for you, and you're like,
Oh,
yes,
wow.
nothing?
When his feet were all cut up, that was pretty gnarly.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Bad. Bruce Willis has gone on
Running
to say
around barefoot.
that he still gets squeamish whenever he sees that part of his character that pulls the glass out of his foot.
What I don't understand is when Hans Gruber's sitting there and he's like, shoot the glass. Because he said it in a different language, which I assume is German, in which they were all talking in German, but apparently the one guy he was talking to didn't understand German. So he had to say it in English. I was like, time out. What? Anyway. But yeah, neat.
The subtitles
neat
would
scene.
just say German. Like it wouldn't say what.
Ah, really?
they
I
were
didn't have any
saying.
subtitles, so.
Really?
It's like maybe they're just talking gibberish, and it's supposed to sound like German. But
Well, I did see where all the terrorists in real life only like half of them really understood German, and maybe the other half
Yeah.
only spoke like broken German at
Yeah.
best. That
Yeah.
might just be why it says German.
Yeah, that's hard to tell what they're saying. It's kind of neat though. So the glass and foot in the glass deal. Part that stands out to me is the whole setting of like the lobby, or their office complex, I guess, with the
Mhm.
waterfall and all that jazz. That's really nice to have on like a whatever 30th floor of a building.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed. 'Cause,
Yeah.
back in the day, that kind of wasn't common, but man, was it nice looking.
Oh yeah.
What a lobby. And then they tore it up. But that, and I liked Al, his buddy Al.
Yeah.
Al the pal.
Yeah.
I thought he was funny and played a good role, and I liked his one-liners here and there.
I could have swore at one point John McClane gets like shot right in the back, like they do one of those like
Quick shots.
things where
Yeah, he got shot.
kind of like an explosive. But then later it's just
Oh, yeah.
some blood wiped on him. There's no like
He's all healed up.
there's no wound or anything.
Welcome to movie magic.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got his foot. He's walking around. I mean, if you had that much glass in your foot, man, you'd be...
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to stay alive, but it's like at the end of the movie when they're walking out front. And the other part of that is, my God, could he not find some shoes somewhere? Tie something on your feet. I mean, he was at a construction site.
Yeah.
There's got to be something you can duct
Interesting
tape on your
choice
feet.
they made with him like running around shirtless in no shoes. the whole
It was kind of neat how they tied it in, though. Like the guy on the airplane foreshadowing that a little bit.
Yeah.
Take your toes, rub it on the carpet, and that'll
Yeah.
help you. So that's how he ends up with no shoes, so they can play back to that glass in the foot scene later. where he's got glass in his foot, so he's dragging himself through the hallway like his leg's been blown off.
What'd you think of the main bad guy?
Hans
Did you think
Gruber.
he played it well? Or?
I did. I was a little, like, when he finds him looking at the explosives, I was a little torn about that. And I see that they have to have
That was
personal
weird.
interaction.
That
But
was
yeah, I
very
mean,
weird.
why is that guy looking to double check the explosives? I understand the one guy got killed, but, you got minions for that.
And he's been talking to him on the radio the whole time.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
thought that
And
he
then
could,
his
trick
fake
him,
accent.
Trick him and say, hey, I'm Bill or whatever.
Yeah.
That was
so,
weird.
Yeah, different deal. But
That was one of the weirdest parts to me of the whole
Yeah.
thing. Their little weird interaction there for a minute or two.
Now I think it was well deserved. The guy that tried to squeal out John, and they brought him in the office and here, get on there, and he just starts spilling his guts. And it's like, you know what? When they finally offed him, I was like, you know what? That was well deserved. You deserved every bit of that.
you're a bad guy.
Yeah, they were setting him up to.
Yeah, it's as long as you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
They was going to use it. What they need you for, then they was going to get rid of you. And so it's like, you deserved that. You was dumb, and you just played right into it.
Yeah, they were setting that guy up as kind of a sleazeball the whole time. Like
Yeah,
my
just
dad said early on, he's like, "How long do you think this guy's gonna survive?" Not real long.
well, he survived longer than I thought he
Yeah,
would.
he did.
But did you know in 2007 Bruce Willis donated John McClane's undershirt to the Smithsonian Museum?
Really?
Yeah.
Like the white.
Isn't that kind of crazy that a movie prop becomes a Smithsonian item?
Well, this movie was actually selected for preservation in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress in 2017 for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant.
At one point, there's like a shootout, and there's like a little doll of Santa on somebody's
Yeah.
desk, and it just gets like
Shredded. Yeah.
blown to bits. I got a kick out of that. That was
So-
pretty funny.
Bruce Willis wasn't like in the top 10 choices for this movie.
Oh, I know. I've got a list of
Crazy.
would you
yeah,
rathers.
yeah, go. Yeah, let's do that. Cause I mean,
Okay.
I was amazed at that. Some of them on there, I'm just like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Who put them in front of Bruce
Yeah, I
Willis?
have a would you rather for John McClane and Holly.
Okay, let her
So-
rip.
So for John McClane, first option Robert De Niro.
No.
Definitely not.
I was gonna say from the toughness I could see it, but I just
Nah, not
can't
really.
see him being being
Running
that agile.
around, he's not as athletic.
Right. Richard Gere,
Same thing, not as athletic. He's
Sylvester.
a pretty boy. I mean, he's in Pretty Woman.
Yeah, going off.
He's
yeah,
never played a tough guy role.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone.
No, too brutish.
I was gonna say I think he'd be too.
He wouldn't end up in a. Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
coming off Rambo. That's crazy.
Right. Harrison Ford.
We're getting closer though, at least with him than the other.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, I could see.
Yeah, Harrison
Yeah.
Ford.
Yeah.
He played Blade Runner, and he's got that roguish cop type attitude. He could
Yeah.
do it, and he's athletic.
Mel Gibson.
Lethal Weapon, man.
Maybe.
When did Lethal Weapon happen?
It was around that time.
I mean, he'll always be Lethal Weapon.
Right.
1987. When was this one?
88.
So I mean, he was in the middle of Lethal Weapon and kind of had that role. So he probably could have pulled it off, but I don't think he has the same sarcasm that Bruce Willis carries.
Yeah.
But he could have pulled it off. In my
See,
opinion.
I've not watched Lethal Weapon either, so that's another one.
What?
Yeah.
What?
That is on my list. Lethal Weapon's on my
Oh
list.
my gosh, Joe! How have you not seen Lethal Weapon?
I don't know. It slipped through the cracks.
That's got to be your next pick. Lethal Weapon. Anyway, okay, yeah, I could see Mel Gibson.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Definitely not.
No, I mean, because I can
He's
see.
got a German accent,
Well-
or Austrian, but
Well, my thoughts are he just picked the first terrorist up, rip his arm with it, and just
yeah,
beat the other
I
guys
mean,
with the arm.
he's commando all over.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Too
no.
big, way too big.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood,
No, too old.
Charles Bronson,
Definitely too old.
Don Johnson,
Too soft.
Richard Dean Anderson.
Don't know who that is, but no.
Okay, hold on. Let me look him up.
Don't know who you are, but I don't like you.
What was his name?
Richard Dean Anderson. Okay. Oh, MacGyver.
Oh my gosh, MacGyver for real?
Hey, he's better than MacGruber.
What?
MacGruber.
I don't even know what that is, but okay. It sounds
Okay,
good.
MacGruber.
Is that a spinoff?
MacGruber was a Saturday Night Live skit making fun of MacGyver,
Oh boy.
and on Peacock they've actually made a series called MacGruber.
No, not MacGyver. He's
Not
too nice
MacGyver.
looking.
Okay.
This role was really sarcastic the whole way around, just because of the marriage problems and
Right.
dealing with an East Coast cop coming out to the West Coast.
Yep.
You kind of had to have that. You had to be a New York City cop, with that built-in sarcasm, that chip on your shoulder, and then Bruce Willis exemplified that.
Okay, now this one, I have no idea where they was going with this one. Burt Reynolds.
Oh gosh, no way. Burt Reynolds had been like 60 at the time.
Well, I'm just thinking,
He's too old.
of all
and
the,
he's too
the
nice. Got a
lineup
nice
of movies
smile.
he's done,
Yeah.
I just can't see him doing this. John Travolta.
No.
Michael Madsen.
Don't know who that is either.
Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill Volume 2, The Hated Eight.
Oh, he's too old too. I mean, there's no way a 60-year-old man could pull off all this stuff. Bruce Willis is kind of in the sweet spot. High 30s, low 40s.
Well, he's 64 now.
33 in this one.
Who is?
He's 64 now.
That guy is?
Yeah, Michael Madsen, yeah.
Okay, he seems older. Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds born in 1936. He'd have been in his high 50s. Can you believe that? Burt Reynolds born in 1936? The
Yeah.
Bandit? The Bandit was 1977.
And see, that's when I hear Burt Reynolds, that's what I'm thinking. The Bandit. I'm not thinking, yeah, bad guy. Okay, so yeah, So
I mean, back then, if he was 20 years younger, yeah, Burt Reynolds probably could have pulled it off. But I don't know. He's still that guy that's got the big laugh and,
right.
that boyish smile.
And see, I just can't.
Nah, he couldn't be that role. He can't be a New York City cop.
Right. Michael Madsen was Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs.
Dude, they all had me. I don't even know who Mr. Pink was.
But I'll just give you an idea. So he pulled off the role in that. So
Yeah, maybe then. Maybe. I don't know. I was just super happy with Bruce Willis.
I was too. Yeah.
I don't think he had to change his voice. I don't think he had to change kind of like his natural sarcasm.
He just kind of had to show up.
Yeah, yeah. Can't believe he wasn't a first pick.
So so moving on to Holly, we have Linda Hamilton. Let me look her up.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Is this that important of a role though? She didn't have like any super staple lines or anything terribly important.
Well, she was in Terminator.
Yeah.
Part of, like, at one point, one of her coworkers tells John, like, "Oh, your wife is tough as nails," so it kind of foreshadows that
Yeah.
she's gonna be like going head to head a little bit with the
Yeah.
main bad guy, but it's pretty short lived. Her actual
Yeah. Her presence
front
is
and
not
center.
super important. So, in my mind, I mean, I feel like she had to be
You gotta be a little tough though.
a little tough coming from New York City, making it in the West Coast by herself. So yeah, she had to be tough, but
She couldn't just be a ball of tears in the corner when
right
all this is
when it's
going
all
on.
went down.
Yeah.
People were looking to her to step up a little bit. Her coworkers.
Yeah, I think she had to be pretty, but not terribly pretty.
Yeah. What
I don't
about Gina Davis?
Definitely not. She smiles too much.
Deborah Winger.
Deborah Winger.
I'm looking her up.
Maybe. I mean, again, I feel like there's more room for that role
Yeah.
to have a more general calling.
Right. Okay, now this one, I'm going to see where this one goes. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Definitely not.
And as soon as I seen it, I was like, no way.
Yeah, nah, she's too soft,
Yeah.
too nice.
Yeah. Now this one, I could see doing this one.
Yeah,
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I can see that. She's got a little edge to her.
Yeah, I mean, with the Halloween movies and all
Yeah.
that, I think she could.
I think they had
it off.
You'd have to match up the age. That might be a little bit of an issue. I don't know. How old? I don't know what she would look like in 1987.
Well,
I mean, yeah, she's probably that age.
yeah, she would have fit in pretty well.
Okay, because she'd have to be right in that same age group, high 30s, low 40s.
Right. So yeah, she would have
Okay.
been.
What about Hans Gruber? You got any Hans Gruber what ifs?
No. I only could find for Holly, and I have 3 left on Holly.
All right, sorry.
All right.
Holly it is.
Carrie Fisher, Princess
Nah,
Leia.
She's Princess Leia, man. You can't do that.
Can't do it to Princess
no,
Leia.
gosh, no.
Okay, Kirstie Alley.
No.
I see. I was like, no.
Nah.
No, I remember her from Cheers, so no.
Yeah, and she played in a couple comedy movies, but no.
Oh yeah, because she did. Look Who's Talking.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's. And last, but certainly not least, Kelly McGillis. She was in Top Gun.
Yeah. Maybe. I'll say
Maybe.
maybe. I don't know enough about her because I've only seen her in Top Gun. Hans Gruber, I thought, was nailed it by Alan Rickman, though.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. And then the same thing with Alexander Godunov, who played Carl. Thought he was perfect. Long blonde hair.
Yep.
You know, just had that look about him like, yeah, I'm going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
I thought, he played that great.
Is that the guy that he had like the fight scene with?
Yeah, hung him
Bruce
and then he came
yeah.
back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, him coming back, that was pretty ridiculous. He just pops up like a zombie at the very end.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know, he was a ballet guy.
Really?
Yeah, he defected to the United States in 1979. He was a Russian Belushi Ballet. He's a troupe's premier Donna Shore. And then he became an actor.
Well, we gotta know, Joe, did Cena watch and did she hate it or like it?
Well, let's put it this way. When I was working on my notes last night, it was discussed over the weekend. I told her, I said, I got to get my notes ready for the show. She said, I'm willing to watch it again. So she loved it.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Definitely not one you'd watch with kids.
No. We made sure Sadie was in bed for
Yeah.
quite a while before we cranked this one on.
Yeah.
Because I told her, I said, I know what the tagline is in this movie. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. So is now a good spot for Justin's question of the day?
You bet you.
The question you threw out at the beginning.
Oh, yes. Is it a Christmas movie?
Is it a Christmas movie?
And I'm going to preface this with Bruce Willis says it's not.
Well, I mean, it happens at Christmas time, so that makes me think it's the only tie it has to Christmas.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I mean, here's the hard part for me.
Okay.
Generally, all Christmas movies have tons of Christmas props, snow, blah,
Right.
blah, blah,
Right.
the Christmas music playing in the background. So I think it makes this movie appear to be a Christmas movie because it's at Christmas time.
Right.
But they don't actually, Christmas doesn't play a major role in it other than he's coming to see his family at Christmas.
Right. So
But you have the Christmas music in the background. You got all the props.
and it's a Christmas party.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of revolving around that holiday, but the theme's not, here comes Santa, and that's what we're about.
Right.
They throw it in a lot, though.
Oh, they do. I mean, it's everywhere.
I've got a machine gun. And
Yep.
there
He
was
uses
another
Christmas packing tape to strap the gun on his back.
Yeah, some of the one-liners, it just throws in some Christmas-type themes sometimes
Yeah.
too.
Bobby, it's on Christmas weekend, so
Yeah, how could
you not?
Yeah, 20th Century Fox Studios had, for the 30th anniversary, said this was the greatest Christmas movie ever made. And we all seen this because every time I turned on my TV, I was beat over the head with the advertisements. When in the last 12 months have you seen Die Hard being advertised as a streamable movie? In the month of December.
Really?
Oh, yeah. All the platforms had it because every time I turn my TV on, I'd get an ad on my Roku that says, watch Die Hard on here or over here or over here. It's like on this, and then one would say, hey, you can get all of them over here. So it was just one thing after another of everybody had Die Hard available. So Bruce Willis says no.
Right here on this show, we've done Christmas Vacation and Home Alone. Both of those most people probably consider Christmas movies, even though Home Alone is a little questionable too.
Okay, so that was my. So Justin, I want to see where you're at on this, and I'll give my thoughts. So Christmas movie or not?
I think it's the same camp as Die Hard. That it happens to be around Christmas that the events are unfolding, but
Yeah, I don't think it's a Christmas
not
movie.
Christmas movie in the same way that Christmas Vacation is.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Once you start looking at and I agree with that's what sways my opinion. Once you start looking at Christmas movies,
Right.
they're themed by
Right.
Christmas, where this one's not. It's an action movie.
And then other movies, the masses just have decided, hey, we like watching this one around Christmas time.
Right.
Even though it's maybe not technically a Christmas movie.
Right.
So Dish Network 2016, they released their numbers, and there were more people watching Die Hard than some of the more classic ones. Like it got
Huge.
Really?
1.3 million people.
Well, I mean, everybody's
On
probably
Christmas
sick
Eve.
at Christmas by then,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Yeah, let's watch some action movie."
Well, I'm going to say
Yippee ki yay!
I'm going to say that it is a unofficial Christmas movie. And here's my thoughts.
Huh.
It's right along the same path as Home Alone. Home Alone, the baseline of Home Alone was nothing to do with Christmas. If you think about it, strip away the Christmas element. It was a kid that was left home alone while his family went on vacation.
It just happened to be Christmas time.
Yeah, and it just happened to be Christmas vacation when he gets left home.
I agree.
And
I agree
everybody agrees it's a Christmas movie. And it's basically a movie about a kid staying home alone and beating up bad guys.
Yeah.
John Mcclane held hostage in a building, beating up bad guys. And it happens to be Christmas. So I'm going to say I'm not saying it is, but I can completely understand the justification of it being a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It kind of gets the unofficial.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but I see what you're saying. I agree with your point wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
But I'm going to throw a big but in there.
But what do I know?
No, I'm just saying, but it's kind of like Home Alone. I mean, it just doesn't have that Christmas theme. It's
Right.
just happen chance when it's set.
But,
the same way if you have a movie set like during Easter or during summer, doesn't mean it's a summer vacation movie.
Right.
Now, if you look at Summer Vacation with John Candy, or whatever that's called, you guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
Summer Rental.
Okay.
Summer Rental is a John Candy movie that happens during the summertime, but
Okay.
it's not a summer vacation movie necessarily. It's a comedy.
Right.
You know.
But the way they've marketed it,
Well, I mean, they're
With-
going to market
with-
whatever to
right,
get whatever they
but
can out.
but it's working because when do you see Home Alone and Die Hard advertised?
Yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Well, you know. Okay. So, what did we decide? I'm saying no. Justin, are you no? Middle?
Yeah, you gotta have an asterisk on it. I say a
Alright.
Christmas movie with an asterisk.
And Joe, you're definitely Christmas movie. Sorry.
I think I'm with Justin. It's
It is,
hard
but
to
it's
it's
not.
hard to say fully on. Yes, definitely a Christmas movie, but it's too close for it not to be.
Yeah.
I mean, all they need was some guy in a Santa suit, and we had a Christmas movie. But I think if Santa Claus would have showed up, it would have made it a Christmas movie. But it was one Santa short.
Well, the mask.
Well, I'll take it back. We did have Santa, but like Justin said, he blew up.
Yeah.
IGN did a poll. 23,000 people polled. Almost 78% said yes. Christmas movie. So
Oh,
there you
my
go.
gosh.
The masses, which they aren't always all right. But the music's in there. There's plenty of scene where you can see a Christmas tree in the background. And it's all over the place.
Whatever.
Well, and they're even using the Christmas, taglines, ho, ho, ho. So, I mean, it's one of those, how can you not...
It's
if you
not.
didn't
It's an
want-
action movie. That's how.
Okay, if you didn't want to make it... If you wanted to make it an action movie, you wouldn't have made that ho, ho, ho line in.
Well, you had to have it take place somewhere. So and at some time period in a
No,
year.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying
That's what I'm saying.
they could have made it
I'll
like...
say it. I'm not afraid.
They could have made the situation where this was their new location.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you do it? It's just an easy one to say. Okay, he's on Christmas vacation. He's a cop. What day? It's like being a teacher. You only have a certain amount of days off at a certain time.
Right.
So that's his natural break, and why not throw a little bit of Christmas in there because it's easy to base a movie around that.
Right.
Your props are already made for you.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, the tide may be shifting because that first poll was in like 2016. In 2021 now it's almost dead even.
Really?
The newest poll that
There you go.
got.
See, they're coming my way.
Yeah.
Hey, a
Finally.
little sidebar. The Yippee-ki-yay line,
Yeah.
that was just a joke that Bruce Willis was throwing out to make the crew laugh, and they kept it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the most famous
So what-
line in the entire movie was complete
Yeah,
accident.
it was a joke. Yeah.
And what is that a reference? When he's saying that, is he quoting like a cowboy? Like
Yeah,
something
it's
a
from
cowboy?
back in the old Western movies.
Yeah. Yippee-ki-yay.
But yeah, and he lost a little bit of hearing from the movie as well because they were using real blanks and all the close-up scenes.
Oh, yeah, that
He
was
had some ear damage.
Something I was going to comment on the amount of gunfire and bullets being fired. Totally unrealistic. It's
Oh
like
my gosh, they would have had to
4
pack in like suitcases of
4
ammunition.
minutes
Yeah.
straight of just like holding
Yeah.
the trigger down.
And when Alan Rickman's Hans Gruber's death scene at the end,
Yeah.
they had him strapped up there to another guy, and then they let him go on 2 so that get a real reaction out of him.
Really?
Yeah, so they're like, all right, on 3, we're going to drop you 20 feet to the airbag. You know, and so like 1, 2, and let him go. So he wasn't ready for it, and they got an honest reaction out of him, and they loved it. He wasn't thrilled, but they loved it.
Well, I wouldn't be either if I was.
The one where he falls off the building?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
And
Great way to get the reaction, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, you got to know that, isn't that? Well, he probably was nervous about it all, but yeah. And then John Mcclane, when he tumbles down the ventilation shaft, his body double, stunt double guy, was supposed to grab the first vent, and he missed. And so they kept it because it looked so good.
Yeah.
Pretty neat how those little accidents, you know, kind of made stuff in the movie happen. But yeah, they had the view of the city from Die Hard. It's all, none of it's real. That was all a background painting that provided illusion.
Those FBI helicopters look kind of fake to me.
Oh God, yeah, flying through the city.
Yes.
Look like just models or
Yeah.
something. They kind of like turned too quickly. It's like they were on a track or a
Yeah. It's almost what you would expect out of a modern, helicopter, a military helicopter, not one in the late '80s.
Yeah. Man, they sure make like the chief of police guy a total dum-dum.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like over the top. It's like the guy who's in charge is an idiot, but just the regular officer, he's like actual.
Well, and the FBI agents ended up being knuckleheads too.
Yeah.
Like the one guy, this brings me back to Saigon, and I'm just like, really? But I mean, again, I could see if you never got to do that very often, it would be kind of a thrill. But still, he was a little gung-ho to go out and just shoot people.
Right.
Yeah, definitely some knuckleheads in this film.
You have some numbers for us, Joe? Bruce Willis got paid $5 million to play this role.
Yeah, which was unheard of at the time, and which it had to actually receive approval from Fox president Rupert Murdoch.
Oh yeah, Rupert, good old Rupert.
So let me pull up the numbers here. That's one thing I forgot to grab.
Joe's
here we go.
Coming back from the holiday and slipping a little.
So their budget was $28 million. Opening weekend on July 17th, 1998 was $601,851. U.S. and Canada gross was $83 million. Worldwide gross was over $141 million.
So they did pretty good.
Yeah, nice little return on investment.
And then I know they did like comic books and some other stuff off of this.
Video games.
Yeah, video games. So they made out. Okay. Pretty neat. Okay.
Here's some data. Christmas. The word Christmas appears 18 times in the script.
Really?
Terrorist is said 51 times.
Boy, how,
Gun 73 times.
How would it fly now?
Yeah, did you notice anything, Dave or Joe, that didn't seem to age the best?
I wasn't bothered by it.
Yeah.
I mean, they communicated with walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Which made sense.
Right.
Still kind of makes sense. But,
Right.
I mean, I guess you could do cell phones, but walkie-talkies reach, 10, 15 different people all at once would be much better, I assume, at this point.
Right.
I don't know. I can't think of any scenes that were
nothing.
terribly... I mean, I like when he was showing around the limo, and he's like, hey, look at all this. I mean, now that would be a moot point, but...
Now, the roof scene was kind of... Really? I had a small eye roll on it. It's like...
When they blew it up?
Well, when he's trying to shoot at him, it's like he's on the roof. He has nowhere to go. Either
totally
you hit him or he goes over the edge, and you unable to do either.
Yeah, you can't circle back around while he's tying the hose to himself and jumping and shooting his way back in the window.
Yeah, I'm just going, really?
Yeah, they had a clear shot at him, and they totally missed him.
Yeah.
He just
They had one job.
Yeah.
You know what I do find funny that I did like? When he shoots his way through the window and he blasts through it and he's tied to the fire hose. And then, of course, predictably, it comes unhooked at just the right time.
Right.
Lets him fall in there, and he's sitting there looking at the camera with big eyes, and then all of a sudden you see it go by.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I was like, there it went. Hold on, because you're about to go back out.
Yeah.
Now, my real question is, where did that door come from that he was on?
Right.
Ah.
That kind of tilted
Yeah.
and let him put his feet on something?
Yeah.
just a door laying in the floor, just where he happened to blast his way into. Anyway, interesting stuff.
Well, they was renovating that room, so that's how it got there.
Just a door.
Or one of the other blasts beforehand blew it there and it just had to land there.
Possibly, yeah. There's some possibilities. I just thought it was funny, but I got a kick out of him. Just happened to be paused on his stomach, looking right at the camera, and you see the hose reel go flying by. Like, yep, gonna drag him over the edge. But anyway, some of that stuff stood out. I agree with you. The helicopter scene kind of took it a little too far. And then the limousine driver driving into the van and punching the guy. I still don't understand that. On Christmas night, that limousine driver has nothing to do but hang out.
They kind of wondered what was the point of smashing with the car if that didn't knock the guy out and he had to punch it anyways.
Yeah. Well,
totally, totally screwed up his limo, but it seemed to be driving totally fine at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smashed, but totally driving.
Well, now,
fine.
Jess, you got to think this is an '80s limo. This is back when manufacturers still built cars to last.
Yeah, they were built out of metal.
Yeah, they was just little tanks. So
little funny that part of what's pushing the storyline around, and the backstory basically is that. I mean, there's this theme of the woman goes to work and gets like a successful career, and the man has some trouble dealing. Because at one point he has a come to God moment, and he realizes, oh man, I should have been more supportive of my wife.
Yeah, should have followed her,
and I shouldn't have been a.
And he was upset she used her maiden name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little possessive.
Her explanation of that was a little odd. That is a Japanese company and
traditional.
Something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy.
But then in '88, I guess maybe this was in the zeitgeist a little bit that women can have careers.
Yeah.
And sometimes men don't deal with it too well or whatever.
Well, he's a tough cop that doesn't see things that way.
But I guess by then they're back together. The love stories.
Well, gee whiz, I mean, he only saved her and the entire company from just getting blown up. So
I'm pretty sure the company still got blown up.
Well, not every. Well, I'm talking about the employees.
Yeah, a couple of them got it the hard way, but
well, one of them needed it, but
yeah. How dumb was that? My gosh, Hans, booby. I was just like, oh my, little over the top there.
Did you like what was the name? Al or Powell?
Al the Pal.
Al the Pal, yeah.
Did you like their dynamic?
Yeah,
I did. I found that rather entertaining.
Yeah, because Al was very soothing and supportive and kind of like the father role.
Yes.
And he had that presence about him.
Yeah, they struck up quite the friendship just over the radio to where they're hugging at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Well, gee whiz, Al was there to help him out and ends up getting shot at himself right from go, so they automatically had a bond there.
Yeah, I liked that role. I thought it was nice.
Yeah, I think if they would have done away with Al, like if Al never existed, the movie may not have been as good.
It wouldn't have. And then the only thing I didn't understand is how they talked on the radio sometimes by themselves and sometimes with everybody. I mean, I know you can switch channels,
right, but why?
But they were having like intimate conversations, and then other times,
sometimes they get caught.
Get caught listening. I'm like, why wouldn't they just figure that out ahead of time and not have any conversation shared with the bad guys?
Right.
But anyway, I think it has a pretty poignant scene when they shoot it out and he backs over the wall.
Yes.
I mean, it kind of sets the tone right off the bat that this is they're there to kill people and they don't care, and that's how this is going to go down.
Right.
So good preceptor of how the movie's going to roll out.
Yep.
All right. Anything else we need to cover here? Are we ready to make some decisions on Justin's fate?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and kick myself a little bit for this one.
Really? I don't feel like it was that bad.
I thought it was pretty freaking cheesy.
It's still on the top of the deal, though. I mean, it shows at Christmas.
Not good acting across the board.
Really?
Some pretty terrible lines. And
what was the worst line, you think?
Oh, my gosh.
Or what part do you feel like was just so cheesy you couldn't stand it? Anything stand out?
I mean, the fight scene between he and that blonde guy then, I thought was... Well, it just kind of like the terrorists kind of up on a table, like with a gun, kind of overacting every little like, movement, and then he just gets shot through the table from the bottom. Like, the dude, like he just got killed because he's like being a complete knucklehead.
Yeah.
And walking around on a table with a gun and
Yeah.
trying
Could have
to
hopped
be-
on the side and
trying
shot
to
him real
be
easy.
like, oh, I'm gonna get you. And
Yeah.
it's just terrible
Yeah.
acting in some parts of it. That really,
Yeah. I got you. So
And,
yeah. Okay. Man, Justin's driving his own rating down here.
Yeah.
Small.
We don't even have to beat him up.
Are you
Joe.
serious?
I'm being generous with that. I want to
A small?
I want to get Burt.
What?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I am shocked.
There's no way this compares to Howard the Duck.
This has my official 2 thumbs down.
No, Justin. You don't even have a hate list.
Oh man. Whew.
I am shocked
Really?
because Justin, you and I are usually on pretty even
Oh my god.
kill on movies. I am shocked.
Well, Joe, where are you at? And explain yourself, sir.
I'm teetering between overflowing medium and a large.
You know why?
Explosions.
Explosions out the wazoo. You know, Justin,
That's true.
when you said, oh, you know, and these guns shoot for like 4 minutes straight,
Yeah.
Joe's eyes literally lit up. He's like, they did just go on and on and on with the shooting, and it was wonderful.
Cars smashing into each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That
you got
tank-
that car that can take more than one shot.
A rocket
Yeah.
launcher thing.
And it had a rocket launcher,
Yes.
Joe.
Oh, man.
But still
So-
my heart, a rocket launcher.
So I'm going.
In a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
The best of both worlds, guys.
I know. This is
So
definitely a large for Joe, maybe
Yeah.
even overflowing.
No, I'm going with solid large on this one. I'm just
I
still
knew it.
shocked with Justin's small rating.
Yeah, we diverge. here on this one.
Justin doesn't like the incongruencies. That gets him every time. I'm a medium.
You're medium.
I'm a medium. I think you can watch it and it's fun, but I agree with Justin. The incongruencies and a little bit of the silliness here and there that's just fake.
I mean, I could have
Like,
sworn
I mean-
saw him get shot with a bullet at one point.
He did.
In the back, and then
Yeah, and then he
it
fought the
wasn't
blonde
an
guy.
issue anymore.
Yeah.
So
Just went
annoying.
away.
Stuff like that just kills it for me.
It's
I'm
Chuck
sorry.
Norris level of
Yeah, oh yeah, gosh.
combativeness. So Dave's a medium.
I'm a medium
and Justin's a small, and I'm a large.
because
Wow.
I agree with him. You know,
Generous
the premise is, you know, oh gosh, really.
Yeah.
Well, apparently my short attention span just kind of overlooked that.
No, you were like a rocket launcher.
Yeah. I
I
got to
mean-
admit the rocket launch scene was pretty cool.
You know, it did look good. I
Yeah.
will say that. It took them forever to get there,
Right.
and that personnel carrier. I don't even know what they're going to do with that thing. That part bothers me. It took forever to drive there.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys had enough time to ride an elevator to the northwest side of the building
Yeah.
and get set up
Really
with a
cool.
rocket launcher on a stand before that thing made it to the stairway.
And then
Okay.
it just spun out on the steps.
Yeah, and then those
Yeah.
ding dongs spin out on the stairs and trap themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm just
so,
like, what in the hell is going on here?
okay, so I'm going to bump mine down to overflowing medium.
No
Thank
way,
you.
you're a
Yeah.
large.
No,
You are a large,
no.
sir. We will not change our ratings based on.
Keep going down. You're heading the right direction.
No, you gotta stay your large, Joe. Hold your ground. I'm just saying
Okay. Okay. I'll
that
hold
part was a
large.
little sketchy, but when they launched the rocket and blew that sucker up,
Yeah.
and then when he said hit it again, I was like, man. Now it's getting real. You know, you got Bruce Willis screaming, "Come on, let him get out of there!" And he's like, "Hit him again," and then they hit him again. I'm like, "Heck yeah,
Yeah.
that's bad guys being bad guys."
Yeah.
I mean, because what did it hurt? He could have let him back out there, but I mean, they already took one to the stomach,
Right.
and now you just really kick him in the gonads.
Right.
So, I thought that made the movie though. I mean,
Yeah.
it was brutal, and it showed that they were there, not messing around, and
They came prepared.
Yeah, and
What was that thing where they were like just wound him though another time? Like,
well, he
don't
wanted
go.
them to suck more. You know, it's the old set of hand grenade that blows one person up and you bring 6 more in, pick them off. Kind of that military mentality of, you know, we're here to hurt them, not to mess around.
And their whole thing, everything they were doing was just the means to robbing the money, right? Or what,
Yeah,
yeah,
what
they
were
got
those,
those
like, pieces of paper,
untrackable.
bonds or something?
Bonds. Yeah.
bonds. Yeah, so 71 million or whatever it was. Anyway, so
Those
large,
terrorists out there
medium,
in
and small.
control the
Yeah.
whole time. They're like, oh, this isn't going exactly as we planned it.
You know, that's and when the FBI showed up and turned the power off, and that set off the time lock, which I didn't understand. You know,
Yeah,
so
I
the
didn't
power goes off and the safe opens.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of dumb. I thought,
But anyway.
really, I'm assuming at least a multi-million-dollar, if not a billion-dollar
Yeah,
corporation,
would
your
know
security
better.
fails when the power goes out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
like,
they've been hacking into the system before that too. So
Well, he drilled through locks apparently, and then the rest of it
Yeah.
opened. But yeah,
as well as, I mean, I know we're talking 1980s security, but you can't tell me that this corporation just had that easy of a fail-safe.
yeah, that's kind of weird. But it made it neat because it made the FBI agent look like a fool. You know, yeah, they're following the playbook. You know, and he's like, "Merry Christmas. Here's your Christmas present."
Yeah.
I don't know, a lot of neat stuff like that though. You know, where you're just kind of surprised by how it pans out. Because I did not see that coming.
Right.
You know, it's like the FBI's gonna turn the power off, make them sweat, and
They're just like, thank you.
yeah, and they're like, just what we needed to have happen. Thank
Yep.
you for following the playbook.
in some ways, I appreciate that they didn't make John McClane. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a New York cop. He's not some like superhero. They didn't make him totally
Yeah, he was fallible.
unrealistic. Like he was able to just
Bad in
run
his
into a
marriage
room and kill
and
100 people at
yeah.
once. He was. I mean, he was running for his life in a lot of situations, and he wasn't like guns blazing. He was kind of playing it smart and hiding out for the most part.
Yeah, that part was nice. And then, did you guys think anything about when he went down his list of demands and he's naming off all the terrorists that he wanted released? I thought that was kind of a neat little deal because I'd never heard anything like that before, and I was just like,
Right.
There's a list of people that's being held somewhere for something.
Yeah.
Never even thought about it, but yeah.
And how bad is it that this guy is saying, hey, part of my demands is I want these people free. So how bad did you have to be considered on that list?
Yeah, I know. It's funny. I thought that was neat though. You don't always hear stuff like that.
No.
But anyway.
All right.
All right,
What was
small,
it?
medium,
Two
and
mediums?
large.
Oh, small.
No, Joe's a large.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can't.
What?
Come on now, Joe is not going to get away with all those bullets and explosions and stuff and not come out with a large. I mean, there
No.
could have been zero plot, and you just had the rocket launcher go off, and Joe'd been like, large. Oh my gosh, large for sure.
All right, so before we go any further, I'm going to change gears here real
All
quick.
right, change gears.
And I've got a surprise for you guys.
All right.
Since
Another surprise.
another surprise, yeah. Here we are. We've officially
new
made it
year.
a year, and
Been a year.
and I've seen these and immediately thought the guys need this.
That's Howard the Duck. I know it.
So they're the same. So you can just hand one over today. So
Which one do you want?
so this may
I'll
be
take it.
this may make Justin's day better or worse, but considering
Joe came very
Howard the
good.
Duck.
I knew it was Howard the Duck. I knew it had to be.
Is this a comic book?
yes,
How do you even find this?
eBay.
Joseph.
This is beautiful.
So because
This is beautiful.
so I got a really good deal to the point of I told Cena, I said, I'm going to get this for the guys because they said he ever possesses anything of Howard the Duck is going straight in the trash can. So I thought this was cheap enough that if Dave throws it away, I'm not going to be.
I would not throw it
Heartbroken.
away, but I am impressed. It says $3.99 US on the thing.
Right.
How in the world did Howard the Duck get a $4 comic book? Something very bad wrong here.
I'll
Well,
read-
Joe, this is awesome.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
read this
You're
later.
welcome.
Trapped in a world he's grown accustomed to. Howard the Duck.
Yeah, I seen that. I was
What
like,
number's yours?
it's the same issue.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
With a bonus digital edition.
Yeah, so just in case you don't get enough Howard the Duck, you can get the digital copies and,
Joe,
and
that
read
is
the rest
awesome.
of the story.
I wish this was video so we
Great.
could
Yes.
show that.
It's
But
a great gift.
Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck will live
Oh, no,
in
we are on
infamy
video.
forever.
We do have. Oh,
Oh, you know what time it is?
Time is that?
Dave's pick.
oh, yes, it is. Oh, it's officially made the Shelf of Fame.
It has. It'll sit here in the studio forever.
That's because Dave doesn't want it on his desk in his office.
Well, I thought about that, but I mean, it's more fitting down here, I think.
yeah.
Oh man.
My pick. Oh, man. Well, Joe's doing Lethal Weapon, so I can take that one off my list.
Well, it's on my list. I didn't know. I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm gonna do it this turn or not.
What do you guys feel like? We just got past the holidays. You want a little comedy, a little romance, a little action. What are you thinking?
I'm up for anything.
Up for anything?
Justin, what do you think?
Now, when you say action, do you mean like an actual action movie, or
Well, that's yet to be seen.
do we follow up Die Hard with another action?
Or do we want? It's winter time. I feel like we should do a winter movie.
I agree.
Okay, let me look at my list here briefly. Joe, do you already know your pick for next time?
No.
Still waiting. How much crap is Justin in for this pick? But he's the only one that didn't like it.
Yeah.
So you're the only one that didn't like your own pick.
Yeah, which
That's amazing to me. I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, I was figuring at least a medium.
Yeah,
I'm shocked. You shocked me, Justin.
It's my second worst pick behind the general, I think.
No way. Mad Max is way worse.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Oh,
The
yeah.
first Mad Max, for
Well,
sure.
yeah, the second Mad Max is like, I think that's what Al Qaeda used for a torture device. They just tied people to a chair and left their eyes open,
Let's
forced
see.
their eyes open to sit and watch it.
All right. So we could do. I'll give you a sports movie. When's the Super Bowl? Is it close?
The end of the month.
I'm not a sports fan at all, so I have no idea.
It's the
Okay.
end of the month.
So we could do a football movie.
Okay.
We
Okay.
can do
Interests me.
a skiing movie
Alright.
because it's wintertime. We can do a movie that has nothing to do with any of those. We watched Thank You for Not Smoking, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I didn't check that one off yet. All right, check. Okay. So I'll give you that. We'll do a wild card, we'll do skiing, or we'll do football.
Justin, you pick, sir.
I mean, skiing is appropriate for wintertime, but I kind of lean into football a little bit, but I don't know. Flip a coin? Flip a Howard the Duck?
Don't tear up Howard the Duck, man.
Okay.
Well, Joe, you be the tiebreaker there. So it sounds like you don't want wild card. You either want skiing or football.
Oh.
And football plays very little into this movie, but it is football centered.
Okay.
Does skiing play heavy?
Yeah. Well, yeah, kinda. I'll say half and half.
Okay. Well, hold on. Okay. Here's the deciding factor. Let's see if we can, if either of those movies are obtainable first.
Well, tell me which way you're leaning first. One has big actors in it, one does not.
Okay. What about which one has the big actors?
One is newer, one is not.
Ooh. Well, let's do the big actors one.
All right, Draft Day. Kevin
Draft Day.
Costner.
Okay.
Is that older?
It's older, but not terribly old. The other one's older. The other one's 80s.
Oh, not available in this country.
2014.
Yeah. And it's got Jennifer Garner in it, West Virginia girl.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Just watch. Okay. Okay. Draft Day is only available to rent or buy. So
Okay.
Draft Day is out.
All right. Aspen Extreme.
What?
Aspen Extreme.
Aspen
ASPEN Extreme.
Okay.
1993. Melodrama slash sport.
Okay. It's looking. It's on. It's a straight rent or buy as well.
Man, what the heck?
Back to the drawing board, Dave. Unfortunately.
What about the wild card?
Yeah. What was your wild
The
card?
wild card. Okay. Reign Over Me still not available, right?
Rain over me.
Yeah.
Let me look.
Wild card.
Is that Cheadle and
Yep.
Sandler?
Mm-hmm.
I see The Fear of Rain, Rain Man, Purple Rain. I'm going to say it's not even available. It's not even on the list.
Look up Hot Dog, the movie. It's about skiing.
Hot Dog, the movie.
Before I go to my wild card again.
Nope, nowhere.
All right.
You can't even rent it or buy it.
Really?
Yeah.
Hot Dog, the movie about skiing.
Yep. Can't even.
It's got to be out there somewhere.
About ski school. You seen that one?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fine. All right. How about the wild card? I Love You Man with Paul Rudd and the guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Jason Segel.
Yep.
Okay, it's rent only.
Oh.
$2.99. It's a deal.
Well, that's better than what I found. I found $3.99.
Where's $2.99 at? Is that like Amazon?
Because the only place I'm seeing is
Amazon Prime,
Apple TV.
YouTube, Vudu, Google Play movies.
Ah, jeez.
$2.99.
Man, that was my wild card. That's a good one. What about The Guardian with Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher?
Have you seen Chef, Dave?
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of it over break.
Nothing.
It's free on Amazon.
Is
What
it?
The Guardian is?
Chef.
Oh, Chef.
You can use that as your pick. I've seen it. What about Bull Durham? Bull baseball.
How do you spell it?
I don't know.
Bill Durham? Or
Bull. Bull. And
Okay.
then Durham is in Durham.
Free on
Okay,
Tubi.
gotcha.
Free on Pluto.
Sweet.
Bull Durham.
Durham, South Carolina, or North Carolina. I don't know which one. It's Carolinas. D-U-R. H-A-M maybe?
Okay.
H-U-M? I don't know.
Where are you seeing? Because I'm not seeing
Bull Durham.
on Tubi or Pluto.
It's there, Joe. Don't try to cheat us out of it.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not seeing it. But let me look
No, I don't know
here.
if it's there or not. I'm just trusting Judge Justin.
Well, I don't know. Googie
Googie.
says you can watch it on TV. Over on the right on when you search on Google,
Oh, yeah, this show. Watch free now on Pluto.
all watch options.
Watch free on Tubi. Come on, Joe.
Okay, yeah, here it is. I found it on Tubi.
Okay. All right, Bull Durham it
All
is.
right, Bull Durham,
Bull Durham.
1988 is the next pick.
Kevin Costner.
Switching gears. No
Switching
explosions, I'm guessing, on this one.
Nope. Just a little bit of comedy and a little bit of good old-fashioned American baseball.
Tim Robbins is in it. All right.
Yeah.
From,
Tim Robbins movie.
Episode.
From Howard the Duck and Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Susan Sarandon. Pretty good deal.
Shawshank Redemption, episode 35. if anyone
Robert
wants to
Wool.
Go back to that one. All
Got
right.
a pretty good cast.
I'm looking forward to it.
Justin, again, I'm shocked by your rating. I just can't get over that fact.
Too many explosions, not enough substance.
Yeah. No.
You guys are exactly the opposite. Joe is like, just enough explosions, just enough not substance.
Yeah. But Justin and I, on a lot of movies, we're kind of parallel. And
Yeah.
That's why it just kind of completely blindsided me.
Yeah.
Because between mine and your ratings, Dave, we're kind of
I feel like
it's kind of a scatter shot on where we
yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah.
But Justin and I are a
Yeah,
lot
I know.
parallels, but that one just
You guys are killing me, though. I'm just telling you, my ratings are rough because you can't find any of the good movies I want you to see.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to work
Okay.
something out.
Yeah, so they must be real good ones if you can't find them.
We're gonna have to pony up some money to.
There
to
might
go.
be a reason why they.
No, you just got to pony up money to watch the good movies. That's all it is.
We got to start charging our listeners a fee or
I
something.
know, aren't we making like a couple of nickels here and there?
Yeah, I think we're up like $3. I think we can rent one movie.
Rent
All right.
And we got to share it.
Yeah.
I see. All right.
All right. Tune in next week. Bull
Yeah.
Durham. Go ahead and watch it. It's free on Tubi and Pluto.
And we got 2 weeks until you get the fan submission, so get
Yeah.
your submissions in there. You know, we like the interaction.
Yeah, we have a list, so we can add you to the list.
Yeah, Joe will tell us all about the. How do we go about doing that, Joe? Where do people reach out to us?
Okay, you can visit our website at beentherewatchthat.com. We're on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at BTWTPod. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast. Been There, Watch That. We're on all the major podcast platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
All right. And Joe, thank you so much for the Howard the Duck comic
you're
book.
welcome.
I mean,
Very
you know how I feel about the movie, but this
Right.
is pretty cool, actually.
Well, I was going for. It was more of a gag gift than anything. I was like, I seen those. I was like, I know we don't do the gift thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, I seen that, and I was like, I teased Dave and told him I was going to get him something Howard the Duck just to drive him nuts. I was like, so this is too good to pass up, and I got it cheap enough where if he throws it away, I'm not going to be heartbroken.
Yeah.
Actually, I was hoping for the I was just waiting for the complete just meltdown.
No, I like stuff like that, though. Like a comic book, that's pretty cool. I don't collect comic books or anything, so that's
Right.
why I'm kind of
Okay. I didn't get the reaction.
I'm
I was
astounded by it
expecting.
because I'm like, comic book, that's pretty daggone cool. So I will say this is the first comic book I've ever owned.
And it was Howard the Duck.
It's Howard the Duck.
The movie that you
The movie I do
proclaimed-
not want at all.
Yeah, the movie that you proclaimed should be used for terrorist training,
Yeah.
thrown in an alley and
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah,
But yet,
But the comic book's different deal.
yeah,
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. Well,
It's a great addition to the. Been there, watch that studio.
I think the studio as a whole is definitely will benefit from having it here. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
it just a constant.
Pretty cool little prop.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, good job, Joe.
Well, thank you.
Justin, you're still sketchy. No, I'm joking. All right. Well, we're here, and next week will be Bull Durham, and this was. I still can't believe a one.
Yeah, we're split on this
small
one.
on this with Justin.
Some
Die hard.
controversy today.
The Christmas. How can you give a Christmas movie a small? Justin. Oh. Anyway, all right. We'll be back next week for more, and we'll be back with Bull Durham. Get ahead of this one, watch it, and then that way you can listen to the discussion live, and also get on that fan submission list. That's always pretty cool to see different people's perspectives. Cause
Yeah.
by golly, we know now Joe's next week with Joe's pick is going to be in the trash can, but.
Yeah, you say that now.
I know.
Yeah,
I say that every time, and you always pull out some
And there are some people out there, and I know who you are because
They
there are
posted a-
people out there on these fan submission sites that do nonsense like me and send like My Little Pony and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just a heads up, those don't make the list.
Yeah. But they're fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They entertain Joe.
Yeah. Well, they're like me. It's like, okay, let's just mess with people and,
Yeah.
and let's just add this nonsense. So I completely see why you do it, and I'm not, raking you over the coals over because I would do the same thing. But it's like, just a heads up, it will not make the list.
Yeah. Well, for myself, Joe, and Justin, we've been there. We've watched that. And now we're talking about it. So we'll be back next week for another great show.